For more than 2.5 years, Americans tied to January 6 have been vilified as insurrectionists, but charged and often imprisoned for mostly misdemeanor trespassing offenses. And there's one unanswered question that threatens the insurrection narrative more than any other. Did undercover agents or assets for the federal government agitate people to go into the Capitol and encourage or incite violence? In short, was January 6 a kind of setup, more of a Fed-Surrection than an insurrection? The FBI alone had so many informants. Stephen D'Antuono, a senior leader in the Washington field office at the time, admitted in sworn testimony that they lost track and ordered an audit to account for all of them. We still don't know exactly what those undercover assets were doing, whether their actions were legal or not. We don't even know exactly how many government agencies were involved. But we do know that protesters themselves quickly recognized there were provocateurs in their midst and called some of them out. One of them was a man named Ray Epps, who rightly or wrongly has become the face of the alleged Fed-Surrection. Epps has repeatedly denied working for any government agency and has gone so far as to sue some of his accusers. So we decided to take a closer look, and what we found may surprise you. It was a moment that will live in infamy at an informal Stop the Steal rally in Washington, D.C. on the eve of January 6, when people in the crowd turned on a 58-year-old man with a lot to say. That man was Ray Epps.
So I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay? Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol. No! No! Peacefully! Fed! Peacefully! Fed! Peacefully!
There it was. Before a single protester ever set foot inside the Capitol, some of them suspected they were being set up. Take me back to that moment. Take me back to the moment when you looked at Ray Epps and the thought came into your head and you said, Fed.
Fed! When I first saw Ray Epps, he came up to me. This is January 5th. We're outside BLM Plaza. We're protesting.
USA! USA! USA!
The police are protecting Antifa. And the last few years, that's been a common theme here, is that the left, BLM can burn down cities for 6 months. Antifa can attack people. The cops do nothing. And then, you do a little joke on your live stream and you're this domestic terrorist all of a sudden.
His real name is Tim Gione, but he goes by Baked Alaska, what he called his stage name. Your stage name?
Yeah.
That makes you sound like a stripper.
No, I'm not a stripper. It's my rapper name, my entertainment name, I guess.
The controversial 35-year-old E-celebrity from Anchorage has made a career out of social media that's lasted more than a decade, despite being banned from one platform after another. For a while, he was associated with the alt-right, which he told us he regretted, and said he's since cut ties. He's gathered thousands of followers with his confrontational style and no shortage of haters.
Get out of my door now!
A cringe lord, a poser, and a white trash provocateur.
He's often spotted in the land of memes.
Can I take your order?
Dude, let's go!
Got ketchup mixed with lettuce, cheese.
And landed a shout-out from Joe Rogan himself on the world's most popular podcast.
This Baked Alaska guy who's like a famous shit poster. Do you know what a shit poster is? They say like ridiculous shit in their memes and they fuck with people and they get people upset.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny stuff.
Great, yeah.
I'm so honored to live in a country where our president is shit posting on Twitter. It really makes the world a better place.
It's hilarious.
We are in Washington, D.C., boys!
Fans across the country were watching his live stream that freezing winter night as lines of police separated the crowd of Trump supporters from a small number of Antifa agitators in a fairly tense standoff. We learned that Ray Epps talked to Baked Alaska about going into the Capitol twice, 2 conversations roughly 10 minutes apart. This is what he said happened the first time, shortly after 10:30 p.m.
Ray Epps came up to me and started saying, we need to go into the Capitol. Now, I'm someone who creates funny content, and I just like to agree with everyone. And, if someone's saying something crazy, a lot of times I'll just agree, be like, yeah, because you as an interviewer understand you want to allow them to continue speaking. So the first time he says this, and I'm like, let's go, which is a phrase that I say all the time. I'm sort of just encouraging him. I'm like, that's some crazy boomer. Okay, he's saying some stuff.
Here you can see it for yourself.
In fact, tomorrow, I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested.
Well, let's not say it.
We need to go. I'll say it.
All right.
We need to go in to the Capitol.
Let's go!
What stood out in this first exchange, the way Epps stopped and paused after he said in.
We need to go in to the Capitol.
Baked Alaska's reaction said it all.
I didn't see that coming. He was like, don't beat that guy up, but let's go into the Capitol.
And then I get weirded out, so I move to a different group. I'm like, and everyone around is like, what is this guy saying?
And you're filming at this point?
I'm filming live the whole time, yeah. So you're seeing this unfold in real time, and I'm just saying, let's go, all right, thank you. I'm like, I'm getting away from this creep. He's weirding me out. I'm getting weird vibes. Something's off.
Right.
I go to another group way far away from him. He follows me, and then he starts instructing the crowd, and that's the famous moment. He says, we need to go into the Capitol.
Tomorrow, we need to go into the Capitol. Into the Capitol.
Right when he said that, something clicked into my head. I was like, whoa, this is scripted. Because he said the same exact line, word for word,
and that's
3
not
times.
Natural.
It's not natural. And I've been doing this for about 10 years. I go to every single type of rally, film, and not just film clips. No, I live stream for extended periods of time. So I'm able to see, I guess, the micro dynamics of how the crowds act and respond to things, and what are natural statements. And so I was also tipped off by, why is he going around to all the groups instructing them what to do? And he kept saying, none of this matters. Tomorrow, we need to go in to the Capitol. Maybe the first time he was being silly or saying something crazy, but when he said it the third time, word for word, I knew there's a strong possibility this guy's a Fed. I started that chant, and guess what? The whole crowd joined in with me within seconds.
Peacefully! Fed! Peacefully!
And that wasn't planned or coordinated. That was just the Spirit moving. That was God saying, there's something up here. Like, watch out. There's something going on. And that's what I felt in my heart as a believer, truly.
To be clear, because it's very difficult to prove these things.
Right.
Nobody is saying for certain Ray Epps is a confidential source. He, of course, denies it.
Right.
And his attorney denies it. He's taken legal action against people who say it. And he has many cheerleaders in the media.
Yeah, the New York Times, the January 6th Commission, Liz Cheney.
60 Minutes.
60 Minutes. Once again, yes, that's my opinion. I believe he is a Fed based off my information, but I can't say 100%.
Baked Alaska agreed opinion was not evidence, and we reminded him Ray Epps also denied working for the government when he testified under oath before the January 6th committee. Since his defamation attorney, Michael Teeter, the FBI, the Department of Justice, and Epps all declined to comment, we turned to first-hand original recordings from multiple sources and trawled through every frame we could find. Metadata from the livestream showed that from the start of his first encounter with Baked Alaska until they parted ways, a period of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 39 seconds, Epps repeated certain phrases over and over. He told them at least 12 times what he wanted them to focus on.
We are here to do something.
Our whole lives.
It is not to mess with Antifa. It is not to mess with Black Lives Matter. That doesn't matter. Keep your focus. Keep focus. Keep focus. Keep your focus. You're losing focus. Don't lose focus. You're losing focus. You're losing focus. Keep the focus, guys. You're not here for this garbage.
And said around 6 times, this is not why we are here.
That's not what we're here for. Yes, it is. It's not what we're here for. No, we don't, but that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. Getting off the subject, man. We're here for another reason.
So many times it drew this response from Baked Alaska.
You may be here for that reason, but other people might be here for other reasons.
I can tell the difference between a news story and propaganda because I've been a journalist for more than 35 years.
Right.
And in propaganda, they repeat themselves.
Right.
You're making a point because you want to focus people on that. When you tell a story, you don't keep repeating yourself. Your audience isn't dumb.
Yeah.
And I saw this guy there and I'm thinking, first of all, who are you? Why are you doing
Why is
this?
he directing people around? Who does that?
Who gave you the authority to do that?
I don't go up to the crowds and say, do this, do that. We got to. No.
The immediate reaction was concern.
It's not going to happen. Okay.
And Epps' insistence that Antifa and BLM don't matter
It's not about them. It's not about them.
seemed to pour gas on the fire for people who had endured years of antagonism from Antifa's Black Bloc. Ever since Trump's victory in 2016, his supporters had been targeted by the so-called brown shirts of the left, who'd shown up at his rallies to start fights, and more recently at Stop the Steal rallies in Washington, D.C. in December, right after the 2020 election, when the violence and intimidation escalated. Antifa turned streets in the capital into no-go areas for Trump supporters. Some pushed back in anger, and at least 4 people were stabbed, according to police.
We don't really know exactly what happened, but somebody came out of a doorway and stabbed one of our leaders.
Several protesters told us that's why many came prepared for the Trump rally on January 6, swapping golf shoes and sneakers for combat boots and stab vests.
When BLM and Antifa are burning down our cities and destroying our country,
It doesn't matter right now.
Yes, it does. That's breaking the
does not
Constitution.
matter right now.
Epps stayed on message and later told the January 6 committee he was trying to stop violence. Congressman Adam Kinzinger credited him for that. And we did find Epps inserting himself in a number of arguments.
They're going to arrest you. They're going to arrest you. Calm down.
Calm down. They attacked you for what?
It's all good, man.
For burning.
But the violence seemed to be over by then, as confirmed by Baked Alaska and others who were present. Epps also told the committee he thought the Capitol would be open because it was a weekday. And although he said this twice,
I don't even like to say it because I'll be arrested. So I'm going to put it out there. I'm probably going to go to jail for it, okay?
he testified he did not believe he would be arrested and was trying to find some common ground. Epps did have a number of supporters in the crowd.
My man, he's right. He's right.
I'm not here right now.
From what I've heard so far,
We're not going to win.
But with Baked Alaska, it got a little heated.
Shut up. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm done with you. I'm done talking to you.
You're a little punk that wants to incite
No,
violence.
get out of here. No. You realize how when he gets proven wrong, he just makes shit up because, oh, you guys are trying to cause violence.
And a little personal.
The media calls us Nazis. You fucking retard. Are you serious?
Don't argue with him. He's making money on you. That's what this is.
wow.
It's all about the money. It's all about the money.
Baked was still convinced Epps was working an angle.
No, he's definitely a plan. 100%. You're telling us to make any sort of interaction we have, this fucking guy comes in, he's like, and has some fucking thing to say. We're the only reasonable people.
Then, when things were dying down, shortly before midnight, we discovered another conversation we hadn't seen or heard before. Here, Epps took a different tone with Baked Alaska.
I despise BML.
There we go.
BLM.
There we go.
I despise Antifa. I've
There we
stood him
go.
down myself with
Good.
3 Army vets.
I respect that.
Queen Creek, Arizona.
That's where I live. Are you my neighbor? I swear. I live in Queen Creek.
I'm gonna choke you, man.
Wait, this guy's
You
my neighbor.
antagonizing me, man?
Maybe it's because you're my neighbor.
Then he leaned in and whispered something he apparently did not want to say out loud.
We're not here to fight, man. We're here to storm. I'm not kidding.
We're here to storm the Capitol. Hell yeah. All right, have a good night. Be safe. Be safe, brother.
That one moment changed what we knew about Ray Epps that night. when he whispered "storm the Capitol" before it had happened, and echoed the official narrative before it was broadcast across the nation.
Of supporters of President Trump stormed the U.S. Capitol building.
Thousands storming the Capitol.
This mob that stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the Capitol.
Stormed the Capitol. Stormed the U.S. Capitol building.
Stormed the United States Capitol.
We ran it through forensic software that technical investigators use for analyzing audio and video to make sure we heard correctly and it had not been altered.
I'm not kidding. We're here to storm the Capitol. Hell yeah. All right, have a good night. Be safe.
And searched through hours of footage, countless news stories, Epps's FBI case documents, and his deposition before the January 6 committee to see if it had been discussed. With the exception of one writer we found on Substack, it hadn't.
Monument Hill. Speaking. We are going to the Capitol, where our problems are. It's that direction.
Epps, who continued to direct people to the Capitol in the cold light of day on January 6, did not go into the Capitol himself, according to the January 6 committee and the FBI. He's never explained publicly why he said storm the Capitol, what he meant by that, or what he may have known. So why hasn't it been addressed?
Nobody cared about the Ray Epps story for the first year after January 6th. It was just a nothing burger to everyone for some reason. I thought it was a big story, but I was banned off Twitter. I was banned off YouTube. I was banned off all social media, so I couldn't get the story out. I was not able to get it into the mainstream.
The lack of curiosity would not be enough.